Ladies and become
share the screen now.
where it is not
Okay, like I said, we're looking at
where
quadratic equations.
where does it become
Can you see the screen now?
evil wicked things?
Can you see the screen?
You can never get from the spiritual.
And we'll be looking at some examples.
God is love.
Are you hearing me?
The spirit is the spirit of love. Yeah, things become demons.
Hello?
Yeah, from demons.
Can you hear me?
Demons. Demon.
Can you hear me?
If you have been delivered from the power of the devil,
I'm not hearing you at all.
never be hard. Yeah, as a nigga to the head, you could put the head.
Anyway, I don't know if you can hear me. So the first example we'll be looking at is the quadratic formula, the equation that leads to the quadratic formula, which is when you have something like ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. This is a general quadratic equation, in a general format for quadratic equation. It's a general equation. So can you hear me now? Let me hear from you. Let me try to mute you, then you unmute yourself and now unmute yourself and talk. Let me see if I can hear you. Well, I can see you are talking, but I'm not hearing you. Probably, let me put you, let me re-add you so that can settle. Let me see. Okay, let's see if it comes up now. So this is a general quadratic equation. So if we solve this equation, if we assume these a and b are numbers, or say maybe 2x squared plus 5x plus 8 equals 0. So a, b, c. Yes, can you hear me now? Okay, I'm hearing you, but it's faint. So this is a general equation, general format for quadratic equation. Like I said, a, b, and c are numbers. For example, you can be given an equation like 3x squared minus 5x plus 2 equal to 0. So let's say you have something like 3x squared minus 5x plus 3 equal to, plus 2 equal to 0. So plus 2. So are you hearing me very well? Hello, are you hearing me very well?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Now, like I said, this is a general quadratic equation. This one on the left hand side is a general quadratic equation, and the one on the right is a typical quadratic equation. So when I have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, in this regard, if I solve it out, what am I looking for? I'm looking for x. I'm looking for x. So the x that I'm looking for, from it has been proven to be x equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac everything over a, and we call this quadratic formula. So it was the 2a under 4ac above. Now it was this complete the square method that we use to prove the complete the square method is what has been used to prove this quadratic formula to find x. So the same method can be used to solve any quadratic equation. So I'm going to take it step by step now to see how we can arrive at the quadratic formula from ax squared plus bx equals 0. Now if we compare our equation ax squared plus bx plus c with the other equation 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. So what does a stand for? A stands for 3. What does b stand for? It stands for minus 5. And what does C stand for?
5.
It stands for 2. So A is 3, B is minus 5, C is 2. Very good. So let me now clean this up so that we will be faced with only the one that we want to solve now. We start with that general equation, see whether it gives us the quadratic formula. So we have some steps to follow. The first step says that take the constant in that equation, constant to right hand side of the equation. No. In this equation, there is a constant there. C is the constant. A and B are coefficients of x squared and x respectively. So, since C is the constant, it is C that I am taking to the right hand side. On the right hand side, initially I have 0. So, if I put C there, positive C was on the left hand side. When it comes here, it becomes negative C. So I have ax squared plus bx equals to C. So 0 is what is out. So 0 minus C is 0 minus C. There is nothing about that. Now, the next step that we have to take is to divide everything by the coefficient of x squared. So divide 2 by the coefficient of x squared. No, divide 2 by the coefficient of x squared. Now, here, the coefficient of x squared is a, the coefficient of x is b, and the constant is c. And same thing in this second equation. Now, coefficient of x squared is a, so I'm dividing 2 by the coefficient of x squared. So that means I'm dividing 2 by a. So I have a x squared over a plus bx over a equal to negative c over a. So here a cancels a. Then I have a new expression here. I have a new equation x squared plus b over a x equal to negative c over a. Now the next step is to look for half of the coefficient of x. I will square that half and I will add the result to both sides. That is 3 steps in one. Look for half of the coefficient of x, square that half, and add your result to both sides. So that means add, find half of the coefficient of x. Square it and add your result to both sides of the equation. So x is here and the coefficient is b over a. If I want to find half of something, I will divide that thing by 2, yes or no?
The spirit is the spirit of love.
Okay.
If I want to find half of something, I will divide that thing by 2. So the coefficient of x is b over a. So that means I will have half of b over a. That means by a divided by 2 over 1, which is b over a times 1 over 2. That is times half. 1 times b is b and 2 times a is a. So this is what I have. Then the instructions say I should square it. Then I'm going to square this. So when I square it, it becomes b over 2a all squared. So that is what I'm adding to the left hand side and to the right hand side. Then it becomes x squared plus b over ax, then plus b squared b over 2a all squared. B over 2a all squared. Let me undo that and write that. So b over 2a all squared. Explain that first square that I put there. So b over 2a all squared then equal to b over 2a squared then minus c over a. I would have written minus c over a plus b over 2a all squared, but it's still the same thing. Since there's negative there, I have to write one positive first so that it can be minus. Now, the next step is to factorize on the left hand side. I factorize on the left hand side. So let me clean this so I can write all of it down. So to factorize on the left hand side, let me see. Factorize left hand side. So the thing on the left hand side is what I have there is x squared plus b over ax then plus b over 2a all squared. Then on the right hand side I have over 2a all squared minus b over a. So factorizing this left hand side give me, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yes, will give me x plus b over 2a, all squared. Then this will be equal to, if I expand this square, that will be 2 squared over 2 squared is 4, then I have this minus b over a. Now look at the left hand side. I have factorized it. How did I do that? I picked, this is x squared. Yes, this is x squared. X squared is existing in the bracket. This is b squared. B squared is existing. This is 2a squared. 2a squared is existing. But what about this middle one? Is it existing there?
No.
Aha. But the implication is that the expansion of this bracket will give me the total of this. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So if you ask to get to that stage and you're using factorization method during a complete square method, so what you do is to pick the letter here, pick the details that are here, and pick the symbol, the first symbol, not the second one, because this might be negative while this will be positive. So if the first is positive, pick the positive. And if the first symbol is negative, it is that negative that will work. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Very good. So if I expand this now, it's going to give me these 3 items. Let's try and see. So I'm still going to clean it up. Let's try and just expand it for understanding sake. X plus b over 2a all squared means times itself. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now I will multiply this. This is what? X squared. Then I will multiply the same thing with this. That is bx. So bx over 2a. Then I will multiply the second one with this one. And that's also bx over 2a. While I multiply the last one, which will be b over 2a all squared. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Then if I find the LCM at the middle, it becomes s squared plus the LCM here is 2a. So how many 2a is there? 1. 1 times bx.
2a.
Then how many 2a is there? 1. 1 times bx again.
Yeah.
Then plus b over 2a all squared. So I now have, at the long run, I have s squared plus bx plus bx is how many bx? 2x all over 2a. Then plus b over 2a squared. So 2 we cancel 2. Then I'm left with s squared plus b over ax plus b over 2a all. Can you see? It actually gave us what we started. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Which is this thing at the top. So it gave us what was on it. So if you have to factorize, just follow that and see. I'm going to explain that as quickly as we can have enough space. Now, Now that we are sure that this is our correct way of factorizing such expression on the left hand side, we continue by combining the one on the right hand side first. When we combine it, this is what we have, like we're finding LCM. What's the LCM of 4a squared and 4a? The LCM is the biggest one, which is 4a squared. So how many 4a squared is 4a squared? 1. Then 1 times b squared is c squared minus. How many a is 4a squared? That is 4a. What do I mean? 4a times a, that's 4a squared, all over a. Then if you cancel, your result is 4a. So 4a times 3, that is 4a. Are you getting that? Very good. So now I have on my left hand side x plus b over 2a all squared. Then if I want to eliminate the square on the left hand side, I will introduce a square root on the right hand side or on both sides. So square both sides now. That's the next step. Next step is to square root both sides. So square root both sides of the equation. So if I square root both sides, it means it becomes square root of x plus b over 2a squared equals to then the square root of the one on the right hand side, and that is where the plus or minus comes in. Came from. So plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. So once that is taken, this square will cancel the square root. Then on the left hand side, I am left with, let me divide the page so that it can be clear. So on the left hand side, I am left with x plus b over 2a. So x plus b over 2a equal to plus or minus. Now under sort, are you listening? When you have root a over b, you can say it is root a all over b. You can split the root under sort. So since I can split that root, then I will split the root on the right hand side. That will be plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. Let me do that down, right? The square root of b squared minus 4ac all over square root of 4a squared. So I now have here x plus b over 2a equals to plus or minus 1 above, which is b squared minus 4ac all over the one below. What is square root of 4? That's 2. What is square root of a squared? A. So this is what I have. Then this plus b over 2a is coming outside to become negative. And I have x equals to minus b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then I find the LCM to combine that. So that will be minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac everything over what? 2a, because the 2a is common to them as the common LCM. So I believe this is taken, right?
Yes, sir.
So you might not need to wait to put it down or whatever. I'll just screenshot and send to you right away, so that I will solve one question with the network parameters by then. I'll give you another one to try perhaps against tomorrow, so that we look at it together. So is that setting?
Okay. Yes,
All right. So I will bring up a question now. Something come up. Okay, let me send you the. So okay, that will be the question I wrote before. I'll go back to that question now. I just sent you the notes of one you're seeing. So the question says 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. So let me clear the screen so that we can take that as example 2. 3x squared minus 5x plus 2. Example 2. 3x squared minus 5x plus 2 equals to 0. So we are using computing the square method to solve it. Is that it?
Yes.
Now the first step is to take our constant to the right hand side. What is the constant in this place?
The constant is 3x and 5x.
No, listen again.
They are the coefficient of x.
Yes, they are the
constant is
coefficient. Yes, the constant is 2. So now I have 3x squared minus 5x equals to negative 2 because it was positive. If it happens to be negative, you change it to be positive. Is that it?
Yes.
Now, what's the next step? Divide 2 by the coefficient of x squared. Now, what is the coefficient of x squared?
3x.
3. Not, yes, 3x. Now, I divide 2. So if I divide, I'm going to have 3x squared over 3 minus 5 over 3 and x equals to minus 2 over 3. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
So this cut this, and I have left x squared minus 5 over 3 x equals to minus 2 over 3. Now the next step is to find half of the coefficient of x and square it. What is the coefficient of x in this? Yes, what is the coefficient of x now?
Minus 5 over 3.
Very good. So minus 5 over 3 times half. That will be what? Minus 5 over 6. Yes or no? So I will now square each half this side. So that means I have x squared minus 5 over 3x minus 5 over 6 plus your negative 5 over 6 all squared, then equal to the negative 5 over 6 all squared minus 2 over 3. Are you getting that?
Yes, sir.
Now, I will factorize the left hand side. What did I say you should do when you want to factorize? Pick the first one, which is x. Yes or no? Then
And the one you're adding.
the first symbol is negative. Yes or no? So pick the symbol. Then the one you are adding, which is 5 over 6 all squared. Even if it is negative, when you open that whatever is going to be positive, so you are left concerned with this negative. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So now in that regard, when you say your 5 over 6, then you square everything. Then on the other side, minus 5 square is what? 25. Then 6 square is what?
Yes.
36. Then minus 6 over 3. Now I can combine my right hand side while my left hand side still remains 5 over 6 all squared. Then I have, what's the LCM here? 36. How many 36 is 36? 1. 1 times 25 is what? 25. Minus 3 in 36 is 12. So 12 times 2 is 24. So, what is 20? Okay, now let me divide it. Now, what is 25 minus 24? Yes, 25 minus 24 is 1. Very good. So, on the left hand side, I have 1 minus 5 over 6 all squared equals to 1 over 36. Now, I can now square root both sides. Find the square root. Find the square root. So that this can cancel. And I have x minus 5 equal to root 1 over 6. Then I have x, that is plus or minus now. And I have x minus 5 over 6 equal to plus or minus 1 over 6. So square root of 1 is 1 and square root of 36 is 6. So I will take this to the other side. x equal to 5 over 6 plus or minus 1 over 6. That means x equals to 5 over 6 plus 1 over 6 or 5 over 6 minus 1 over 6. And if it is this, I have x equals to 5 plus 1 over 6 or 5 minus 1 over 6. So in the first case of 5 plus 1 over 6, if it is 5 plus 1 over, what's 5 plus 1? 6.
6.
So x equals to 6 over 6 or x equals to 4, which is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4 over
4
6.
over 6.
So 6 over 6 is 1. So x equals to 1 or 2 over 3. Is that taken?
Over 3. Yes, sir.
So that is the way out of that one. I'll also send you the note so that we'll try to look at probably one more question before we round up class for today. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So,
if you have been delivered from the power of the evil, never be hard. Yeah, as a liberty,
trying to screenshot that it can. Okay, let me send it now and look for one more question. Sure. So here is another question. Let's see here. This one says x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. X squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. 3 x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Okay, let me allow you to try this one. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes. Okay, let it be plus. X squared plus 5x plus 6.
Okay.
X squared plus 5x plus 6 plus 0. So, even after trying it, if there's still time for 6, we'll look into it. But if there's no time, that means it's tomorrow. So, but just try it.
Okay, sir.
Where does heaven come from? Where does heaven come from? Where does knowledge come from? Where does it come from? Where does it come from? Where does it come from? It can never be from the spirit of the Lord. I say, listen to the elements. Oh, listen to the spirit of the Lord. Listen to the elements. Listen to the spirit of the Lord. He's going to deliver you from their hands. Never sell your souls to them. Never sell your souls to them. They got no profit for you. I said they got no profit for you. They got no way ahead. They got no way ahead for you. Yeah, over your family, over your family. I said listen to the heavens, listen to the heaven, never listen to the listen. Listen to the heavens, listen to the heaven, never listen to the demons. Yeah, he sent his word, and his word deliverer. He sent his spirit, and he taught me all things. Yeah, this is the generation of them that the beat of by the word of the Lord. Therefore, they need to depend on anybody. From the south to the east, from the west to the north. I said,
so are you true now?
for they shall be taught of the Lord.
You said? What do you say? Yes, you can get the Sima. You can get it.
Where does heaven come from? Where does knowledge come from? Where does it come from?
Even wicked things. Where did they come from? You can never get from the spirit to the love. For God is love. His spirit is the spirit of love. Yeah, things from the demons. Yeah, from the demons. Things from the demons. Demon.
If you have been delivered from the power of the devil,
Never be hide. Yeah, I say
But I don't think the answer to that contains testimony.
The spirit of the Lord.
Should we look at it together?
Cleanse you, make it righteous, make it holy. Yeah,
Should we look at it together now?
oh yeah. Never listen to the demons.
Can you hear me?
To the demons, never.
Okay, now look up.
Yes, sir.
Never listen to the demons again. Yeah. Anybody who have been delivered from
So the network keeps fluctuating again. Can you hear me now?
Walking the light, God.
Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, do you know somebody
Can you hear me now?
who's been set free by the power of Jehovah?
Yes.
That it will show in the life that I'm gonna love my neighbor as myself.
So if you can hear me, let me know. So the instruction says take the constant out. So that is x squared is 5x equals to negative.
Where does 7 come from? Where does 7 come from? Where does minus come from? Where does
Okay,
it
can you hear me now?
Where does it come from? Where does it come from? It can never be.
Hello, are you hearing me now?
I say,
Yes.
Okay, I think we can still look at it. I wanted to say we should continue tomorrow, but let's quickly solve that and see if the network permits us. So, okay. So the equation that we're looking at is x squared plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Are you there?
Yes, yes.
Okay. X squared plus 5x. Yes, I can hear you. Equal to 0. So now,
Okay, sir.
I have x squared plus 5x equals to negative 6. Then there's no need to divide by coefficient of x because the coefficient of x squared is 1. So there's no need to divide by 1 again. Is that okay? Then just the next step is to find half of the coefficient of x, which is 5. So 5 times half is 5 over 2. Then you now square that and add to both sides. So I have x squared plus 5x plus 5 over 2 whole squared. Then equals to 5 over 2 all squared minus 6. So I want to factorize. I have x plus 5 over 2 all squared equals to 25 over 4 minus 6 over 1. So I now have x plus 5 over 2 all squared equals to the LCM here is 4. So I have 25 minus 1 here. 4 times 6 is 24. So I now have x plus 5 over 2 equal to 1 over 4. All squared. So I will square root both sides now. So after square rooting both sides, I have x plus 5 over 2 equals to plus or minus 1 over 4. Sorry, 1 over 4. Then I divide the spring now so that you can see. Then I have x equal to minus 5 over 2 plus or minus 1 over 2. Because square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2. Is that taken? So x equals to
Yes, sir.
minus 5 plus minus 5 over 2 plus half or minus 5 over 2. 2 minus half. So in this case, I have x equals to minus 5 plus 1 over 2 or minus 5 plus 1 over 2. So if it's minus 5 plus 1, that is minus 4 over 2 or minus 6 over 2. If it's minus 4 over 2, I have minus 2. If it's minus 3, minus 6 over 2, I have minus 3. So x equals to minus 2 or minus 3. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
Yes, minus 2 or minus 3. So that is where we're going to be rounding up today. Let me screenshot this and send you before the network will try to cut it off again. So thank you very much for this evening. We'll meet tomorrow by this week. Alright, we were looking at international economic organizations, and we have looked at a couple of them. Can you remember some of the organizations we looked at last class?
Economic organization.
Yes.
We said that they are the organization that and combination of different countries to support themselves economically.
Okay, so can you mention some of them? Okay.
Examples like ECOWAS.
ECOWAS, that's a very good example of international economic organization. So today we're going to continue. We'll list about 4 that remains, that will move to another topic if the time permits us. So right now I'll be sharing the screen so that we can round up on international economic organizations. And the one we're looking at right now is the European Economic Community. The European Economic Community. Try and make that a little bit bold so that text will clearer. So I believe you can see this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the EEC was a regional organization that aimed at bringing about economic integration among its member states. That is, for them to relate together economically. It was created by the Treaty of Rome of 1957 upon the formation of the European Union in 1993. The EEC was incorporated and renamed the European Community EC. So in 2009, the EC's institutions were absorbed to the EU's wider framework, and the community ceased to exist. So it's one example of community that has been absorbed by another community. So we look at their scope also. The community's initial aim was to bring about economic integration, including a common market, a common custom union among its 6 founding members, which include Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and West Germany. So let me bring the main details. Then they have their aims and objectives as well. I'm going to bring that up now. See.
Okay, sir.
That is fine. So like I said, the EEC, the community's initial aim was to bring about economic integration. So the members include Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and West Germany. So the main aim, as stated in its preamble, was to preserve peace and liberation, and to lay the foundations of an ever closer union among the peoples of Europe, calling for balanced economic growth. And this was accomplished through the following medium: that is, the establishment of a custom union with a common external tariff, then common policies for agriculture, transport, and trade, including standardization, and lastly, enlargement of the EEC to the rest of the Europe. Yes, so the next organization we want to look at is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. Let me bring up details about that one. After then, we're going to look at World Bank Organization. So, the OECD, the OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, is an intergovernmental economic organization with 36 member countries. It was founded in 1961 to stimulate economic progress and world trade. So it's a forum of countries describing themselves as committed to democracy and market economy, providing a platform to their policy experiences. They seek answers to common problems, they identify good practices and coordinate domestic and international policies of their members. Most OECD members are high-income economies with very high human development index (ADI) and are regarded as developed countries. So most developed countries fall under this, they are under this organization. So the next one we're looking at is World Bank and International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD. So under that we have the World Bank Group.
He sent his word, and his word delivered. He sent his spirit, and it touched me.
Now, the next one, like I said, is the World Bank. I think that is too much there. Let me shut in that today. Okay. Okay, there it is. That should do it. So for the next one, I have the World Bank and International Bank for Construction and Development, IBRD. It's still not showing up here. See. Okay, now it's going to come up. So I believe you can see it now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So World Bank and International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD. Under it, we have the World Bank Group, and this comprises of the following institutions. Number one, the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD. Number two, International Finance Corporation, IFC. Number three, International Development Association, IDA. I want you to get used to all these acronyms because there are questions that do come out. So if you need to jot them down, jot them down. Then the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, MIGA, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD, like we said, the original organization of the World Bank Group was established in 1945. The bank and the International Monetary Fund, IMF, were products of the articles of the agreement signed by the representative of a group of 44 nations at the United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference held at Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, USA in July 1944. So it was for this reason that both the IBRD and IMF initially referred to as Bretton Woods institutions. So those are questions that I want to test your knowledge about the International Economic Organization, and they might be in objective formats. So just take notes of the acronyms, their full meaning, and some important dates there. Is that it? So to look at their aims and objectives now. Aims and objectives. So, So the membership of IBRD, which was 44, its inception, that is 44 members at inception, was in 1945, reached 182 in 2000. It was 44 in 1945 then. Membership increased to 182 countries in year 2000, including developing countries of the West African sub-region. So the main objectives include to assist the economic development of member countries by providing loans on reasonable terms for the development of productive facilities and resources. And the second is to provide and coordinate staff training and technical assistance for member countries on investment projects in which they lack the requisite manpower and technical knowledge. So in this area, they are able to train people. Then the third one is to promote foreign investment by guarantees or through participation in loans and other investment made in private sector of the economies of member countries. So, and there are more objectives there. Let me see. There are further objectives of the organization. So here, number 4, objective is to conduct project feasibility and evaluation studies and act as an executive agency for developing projects financed by the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. Then to promote balanced growth of international trade and the maintenance of viable balance of payment institutions by member countries. So the IBRD derives its resources from the capital subscribed by member countries, funds received in repayment of past loans, and borrowing in the world capital market through the issuance and sales of bonds. So this is where they generate the funds from in order to help member country as their need may be. So over the years, the IBRD has been more relevant development efforts of the developing member countries in the areas of staffing and technical assistance, the areas of loan financing, that's according to the objective, loan financing of projects in agriculture and rural development, in energy, telecommunications, in urban development, in population program, in water supply and education, in health and nutrition. So these are questions that can come maybe in theory that you should state the areas of achievement of the IBRD as it has been relevant to the development efforts of developing their member countries. So I'm going to bring that up now that you can, if you need to put them there, you put them. So talking about the achievement of the organization. So over the years, the IBRD has been more relevant in development efforts of the developing member countries in the areas of staffing, staff training and technical assistance, then loan financing of projects in agricultural development, in development of energy, development of telecommunication industry, then urban development, population program, water supply, in education, in health and nutrition. So these are vital areas. However, some points of criticism there are some points of criticism that this organization has faced. So let's look at the areas of criticism of IBRD. So the first thing we're going to see there under the areas whereby they are criticized is that its lending procedure is faulty because it lays emphasis on the repaying capacity of the borrowing country before granting any loan. So that means if they look at a country and they see that, this country does not have what it takes to repay the loan, maybe in the nearest future, they are not going to grant the country such loan. Then the question is, if the country has the money, why should the country in the first place go to borrow the money? Then number 2, the conditions attached to its loan facilities, especially structural adjustment facility, SAF, and the enhanced structural adjustment facility, is too high for developing member countries. This can include taking over of their main their structures, their centers, or their buildings. So then, the loans granted to developing countries so far have not been sufficient to meet their development financially, in order to help them to grow. Then, International Finance Corporation (IFC), that is another one, but that is where we're going to stop on that particular area. Then we're going to move to another topic, which is economic tools. Yes, economic tools of economic analysis. That is the next topic we want to look at, and under that we are going to be rounding up very soon. So we'll move to the next subject: tools of economic analysis. Tools of economic analysis. That is, in doing economic analysis, there are some various tools that are involved, and let's see. The first tool will be, okay, there are tools that so let me bring up what the tools are now. The first tool we'll look at is called table or schedule, while the second is graph, and the third is bar graph, or can be simple bar graph, component bar graph, or bar graph. Then we also have pie chart, graph merit and demerit. So these are the tools of economic analysis. So tools of economic analysis. So you can jot this down. The tools of economic analysis are tables or schedules, then the graphs, the bar graph, the pie chart, the merit, and so talking about table or schedule. A table is a systematic and orderly arrangement of information, orderly arrangement of facts and data, using rows and columns for representation, which makes it easier to better understand the relationship between items or the variables being considered, and it serves as the most commonly used tool in economic analysis. Let me put up that explanation. Talking about table, so as part of the economic tools. So this is it. So a table is a systematic and orderly arrangement of information or facts or data using rows and columns for representation or presentation, which makes it easier to better understand the relationship between the items being considered or the variables being considered. So it serves as the most commonly used in economics for economic analysis. So take note of that. Then we need to look at the features of the table. Then we're going to bring up an example. So features of the table. Yeah, let me contain. Okay. And like that. We're talking about features. Okay, that cannot in that page. Let me move this up a bit. So features of a table now. The first feature there is that it must give an orderly arrangement of data. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It must give an orderly arrangement of data, and it must have a title or head, and it must be numbered if Tables are many. Table 1, table 1.1, table 1.1, this and that. Then it must be very simple and easy to understand. And the units of measurement using table must be stated static at the top of the table. And uses or importance of the table in economics. Number 1, it reveals information at a glance. Then number 2, it avoids repetition. Number 3, it makes data easy to understand. And number 4, it allows for easy interpretation of data, and it eases comparison between classes of data. So you're able to see class of data and compare as need be. So those are the uses of a table. So now try to sample the table. Probably you want to compare or consider some variables like the scores of students. Maybe 5 students or 4 students, you want to compare their scores in a particular exam. So you have to put that on a table, and with that, you're able to quickly analyze what their performance rating has been. For example, if you have something like this. So you have something like this. See. Remove this. Like
ask the Lord for a spirit to the spirit of God, the spirit of God. Cleanse you.
Try to bring that back.
Make it whole. Yeah.
We do.
Oh yeah. Never listen to the demons.
Hold on. I think I need to bring that again.
Never. Never listen to
So I want to bring an example of the table here.
Yeah.
So and this is
who have been delivered.
okay. And 3.
Working the lights.
So for the first student, second student, the third student, and the fourth student, these are the scores that you can see here. We have the math, the English, economics, and the total score. Let me try and this is an example of. So merely looking at the table, you are able to see the performance of the students clearly at a glance. You're able to see what each student's performance has been. So if I should ask you that in which of the students, this is the total of each student. The first student has a total of 190, the second 190, the third 200, the last student 150. So who performs the best among them? Who has the best performance? Is it A, B, C, or D? A. What's the total score of A?
190.
So, but you can see 200 here, yes?
Okay.
Yes. So who has the best performance now?
C.
And that is when we are considering the overall performance, right? Now,
Yes.
when you consider each of the subjects, so who do you want to say has the best performance in English?
Listen to the air, listen to the air, never listen to the
B.
B. But B did not have the overall best performance, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is how it really helps you identify or understand the set of it. Just trying to do that. This is an example of the table. That's taken right.
Yes, sir.
So that's a table as so for a question that can come under that, we can say you should define table or state 3 importance of a table. So can you state 3 importance of a table?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What are they?
It is easily understood. It must be easily understandable.
Those are
It's
features.
used for a template. Okay.
Those are
It's used
features.
Redesign the contract.
It used to
Itemize, like
Redesign the
put your arrangement in of
okay,
items
like
in
what I gave you. I gave you some uses or importance of a table. So let me bring that thing up now. So I say uses of importance of a table, and this includes this. Says, let me bring it on now. So can you look at the uses now? What's the first one?
It reveals information at a glance.
And that is what you can see in this. So the information, you can tell that, oh, these are scores of an exam, yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Then it avoids repetition. It makes data easy to understand. Then it allows for easy interpretation. What are the interpretations that they have given to this table?
Like the total amount, the highest record, the best result.
Yes, the best result in overall, and the best result per subject.
In each subject.
Then there is easy comparison between classes of data. If we can say there are 4 students, so the total of each subject, which one has the highest score?
C.
Each subject. No, each subject.
Okay. The highest for
The
economics
English,
is
no, the English or the math or the economics. I'm looking at the total of each of those columns. So which one is the highest? We have 240, and 260. So 260 is the, that means they pass the economics, right?
yes.
So somebody scored 80 in economics and still later scored 70, and somebody scored 60 and scored. But you can see somebody scored 60 and later scored 80. Somebody scored 40 in English and then now scored 60 in economics. So that means at an average they pass economics, then followed by English, then lastly mathematics.
Math.
Yes, so that is the analysis. Okay, the next tool we want to look at the graph.
Listen to the
Graph.
listen to
The graph,
listen to the evidence.
after setting up that one, we are to round up this class so that move to the next subject. So use of a graph. The graph is a diagram showing the functional relationship between two variables. You know, it's showing progress or regression in two variables. Let me get up. That's the second one we're looking at, graph. It's a graph, it's a diagram showing a functional relationship between two variables. Information presented on the table can be translated into a graph for better understanding, and many types of graphs are used for economic analysis depending on the nature of data and the purpose for which data are mentioned. So it is the purpose and the nature of the data that will determine the kind of graph that you use. Whether you have to use pie chart, you have to use bar chart, you have to use the line diagram, or diagram, or anything like that, maybe pictogram and so on. So to look at features of a graph now. Features of a graph. Just like table must have title. So a graph also must have a title. Is that a But graph has extra features that table does not have. So a graph must be titled. It must possess appropriate scales. You know, depending on the value you want to plot, that is what will determine the scale you are going to use. If you are going to plot distance traveled by somebody every day driving, you know, the person is traveling in kilometers. Maybe on the first day he traveled 20 kilometers, the next day 180 kilometers, the third day 40 kilometers. If you are to represent 180 kilometers on your graph page, definitely you cannot count 1 to 180. So then you need to use a scale that will be able to represent that big value on your paper. For example, you can say maybe 1 centimeter represents 10 kilometers. So if you are using 1 centimeter to represent 10 kilometers, then 5 centimeter will now represent 15 kilometers on the book. So with that, then the y and x axis must carry different variables. If it is in math, you must say y axis, x axis. But if it is in economics, you don't say x and y axis. You call it whatever you are plotting. Maybe quantity demanded versus quantity supplied. So quantity demanded might be on the y axis, while quantity supplied will be on the x axis. Instead of labeling it x and y axis, label it by the quantity you are or the variables you are plotting. Then the next one is that the y axis must be on the vertical, while the x axis must be on the horizontal. Now, which one is vertical? Which one is horizontal? Right to left or top to bottom?
From top to bottom is the vertical.
Yeah, why right to left? And that is where we're going to round up this class. Next class, we're going to continue on tools of. Okay, there is one more feature that I didn't mention here. It must be well labeled for understanding, and that is talking about the axis carrying different variables. At least the graph must be well labeled for proper understanding. So just stay tuned for the next one.
Listen to the spirit of
I'm going to share the link for them. Oh, can you hear me now? Okay. Today we're looking at features of
So I'm not saying it.
Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. That might be the network. How about now? Are you seeing me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I said we'll be looking at features of essays or like articles. Features of essay, features of letter of paper. So I'll be showing you some questions that we are going to be attending. So can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Now this is an invitation. So what does the invitation tell about?
Graduation party. So graduation invitation.
Okay, graduation invitation. Okay. Then, okay, this one says when will it be held, but you won't answer. Or can you can read slightly read what was written there, right?
Yes, by 7 a.m. on Monday.
Okay,
July
so
25th.
when will it be held?
In the morning.
Okay. And the next question, look at this, read what you can see there.
Dear Samantha, we invite you to attend our meeting that will be held on Saturday, August 8, 2019. Dash in the second one. What should be put in the blank space?
Yes, that is what is missing. Yes.
The time?
So the time is missing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next one.
You are invited. You are invited birthday party for Lab Pass Solito, Saturday, 14 March 2001. 2017.
And don't worry, just whatever PM, continue.
Suhito, number 13. Singajo, whatever. RSVP, Lapas. Who is Lapas?
Who is Lara Suito?
Yes.
Yes, who?
Dave.
Hmm?
The RSVP contract.
Yes. So, okay, can you see this one? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Okay, can you see it clearly?
No.
It's too tiny. Okay, what should be there is the place.
No, I'm not.
Yes, it's tiny. Okay, read this.
Please join us for a surprise birthday party Sunday, June 20th, 2 p.m. during Boy Estate Clubhouse, Old Porter Road. What kind of party is this? Birthday party.
Okay. So, now the same thing. Hold on, we are going to another picture now. Okay, you can't really see it. So this is the next one we want to. Now read this.
What is the first component of any formal application?
Yes.
And it taught me all things. Yeah, this is the generation of them that the beat of life.
Yes. Okay. Sender's address.
That's correct.
What is the component of a formal application that tells the reader about the relevance of the application before reading it? Salutation.
No, the subject, like the topic. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the subject? The reason why we write the letter.
Yes. And the next.
What does the very first paragraph of the body of the letter consist of? Writer's introduction and formal greeting.
Okay.
When do we make suggestions for resolving the complaint that we have submitted? 3, paragraph 3.
Okay, because paragraph 1 is probably your introduction. Paragraph 2 is probably where you are presenting.
Complaint.
By paragraph 3, you put your suggestion, right? So that is like showing you how to write an essay when you meet yourself in an exam. Okay. Yes.
What should the tone of any formal application be? Sincere and respectful.
Yes. That is why at the end, yours sincerely is what you put there. Next.
Why is making suggestions at the end of the complaint letter important?
Working the light, God, everybody. Yeah, you know somebody who has been set free by the power of Jesus.
And the last one, D, to give the
D, that's correct. Next one.
What is another term for the initial greetings in a formal letter? Salutation.
Okay. That's correct.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that come
Okay.
from?
How do you write a salutation here?
Come from? Where does it come from? Where does it come from? Where does it come from? It can never be from the spirit of the Lord. I say,
By
listen to the
As in, what are you going to write?
Oh, listen to the spirit of the Lord.
okay,
Listen
okay.
to the heavens.
After writing your
Listen to the spirit of
subject, you start with good day, ma, or
He's gonna do it.
Salutation come before your subject. Dear sir, dear madam. Or maybe you just want to be strictly formal. Maybe it's not about sir or madam. Say greetings or say good morning. No, something like that. Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Over your family. Over your family.
Yes. Now the next one.
What is the distinctive side purpose of a person and transition to whom you are writing a letter called?
He sent his word.
Mm-hmm.
And his word delivered.
I don't understand the
He sent
question.
his spirit.
Okay. There are some letters that you don't just start with dear sir or dear ma.
This is the
When you want to write the receiver's address, maybe you want to write to your school principal now or the registrar, the school registrar, just say to the office of the registrar. You are directing the letter to a particular person in that place. Or you say the principal,
Okay.
Kiniko school, this and that. Now, or you say His Excellency, this and this and this, you understand me? So what do you call that kind of distinctive title or post of a person in an organization to whom you are writing a letter?
This designation.
Designation. The next one. Give an example. Okay, give an example for designation. Right.
wicked things.
Dear,
Where did they come from?
Your Excellency.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. What is the application category when written to a branch supervisor?
Okay, that is formal.
Formal. Correct. What is the application category when written to an old friend?
Informal.
Informal. What kind of letters that no subject is required?
Ask the Lord for a spirit to you. The spirit of the Lord. The spirit of God.
Informal.
Informal, because subject is required in a formal letter. Okay, read this.
Oh yeah, never listen to
When you have to apply for a job, what type of letter would you need to write?
never answer. Never listen.
Job application.
Job application.
Yeah. Anybody
Okay,
who
that needs to be attached to a job application. What do you think that
in the light of God, everybody.
Wait, if that job application is the title,
Somebody
yes,
it's the subject.
yes,
who has made
application for so and so and so. So, but if you now write a letter, you need to attach something to it. If it's a job application,
Is it like the position you are applying for?
it's your resume or your CV, your curriculum vitae, for the person to look at and know who you are and what you are capable of doing. Okay,
Yes.
resume. Now, in a job application, what should you write in the letter?
It can never be from the spirit of the Lord. I say, listen to the
Your qualification.
Your qualifications. Well, respectfully convince the reader why you are a worthy employee. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And give them reasons why their company should hire you. Now, where do you write a complaint or issue in a letter?
said they got no profit for you.
Paragraph B.
They got no way ahead. They got no way ahead.
Then when can you end a letter with a nickname?
I said, listen to the heavens, listen to the heavens, listen to the heavens, listen to the heavens, listen to the heavens.
Where write a family friend?
A family member.
He sent his word.
Family
And
member.
can we use slang in a formal
He
letter?
sent his spirit. And it taught me all things.
No.
Yeah, this
So
is the
definitely
generation of them
not.
that beat the life of the
Okay. What is designation?
This is descriptive post of a person of an organization you are writing for.
Okay. So, what part of a formal letter has suggestions?
Paragraph C.
C.
Yes, sir.
Then where do you write the greetings in a formal letter?
Readers and the paragraph.
Paragraph A.
Paragraph A.
What is not is coming
And what paragraph consists of actual subject of the formal application?
Paragraph A.
B. Not topic this time around. That's why I say actual subject. Okay.
Spirit is the spirit.
So what do you call signatures at the end of a letter?
Enclosures.
Enclosures, or you call it subscriptions. Now, in the definition, we have done that one. How do you write enclosure in a formal letter? What are you supposed to write?
Yours sincerely.
Okay, yours sincerely, your name, yours sincerely, your name, regards your name. Okay. What do you add in an order statement or replacement letter?
Resume.
If you are placing an order,
Okay. Order. List of material.
the material. Then which one is correct way of writing a subject?
Who has been set free by the power of Jehovah? Then it will show whom the life they live.
B.
God,
B.
Okay.
Okay.
I said, I'm not going to pay.
Why should the formal letter be short and to the point?
I said, where does it? Where does it? Where does it? Where does it? Where does it come from? Where does
The
it
reader might
come
not have
from?
enough time to go through the whole letter.
Okay.
Where does it come from? Where does it come from?
Alright, so the next one, it is like business letter. When I'm looking at business letter,
I said,
so when you see anything like this on a business letter, this part, what is this part of the letter called?
listen to the heavens. Listen to the spirit of the Lord.
Which part?
This part you are seeing,
He's going to deliver you from there.
what is it called?
Never sell your souls to them. Never sell your souls to them. They got no profit for you. I said they got no profit for you.
Recipient
They
address.
got no way ahead.
It is a letterhead,
They got no way ahead for you.
okay?
Yeah. But when you find
Yes.
Have you heard of letterhead paper before?
Yes.
So if you think about letterhead paper, you're actually talking about having the address of the company and everything like that on the head of the page so that you can put your letter now at the body of the page. You understand?
Yeah, this is the generation of them that can beat the
So what is the second step of writing a business letter?
From the south to the east, from the west to the north. I said, Jesus Christ, for they shall be taught.
Yeah.
Second step.
Mhm.
Date.
That's correct. We use Mrs. with what?
Mrs.
Yes.
A woman who got married.
Okay. No, it's a woman who got married. Okay.
Where this knowledge coming from?
Yes, sir.
If you want to write a letter to
Where does it come?
teacher Arm, what salutation should be?
Evil wicked things. Where did they come from? You can never get from the spirit to love. For God is love. The spirit is the spirit of love. Yeah, demons.
Anyway, this one is somehow
Dear,
dear Mr. Whatever it is. Okay.
Demons.
So you are not specifying the gender of the teacher. You're just writing
Yes, sir.
the arm. Then, if you don't know specifically whom you are writing the letter to, what will you use?
Yeah, I said,
to whom it may concern.
To whom it may concern.
the spirit of the spirit of love.
How maximum, paragraphs should we write in the body part? Like how many paragraphs maximum?
Oh, yeah.
3.
Never listen
Three.
to the demons. Listen to the demons. Never.
Which step that you think thank him or her for reading the letter?
Yeah.
Which step do you think? Okay, where should it be? To thank him or her for reading the letter.
Walking the light. Walking the light.
Close it.
God. Everybody.
It's in the body,
You know something.
not in the conclusion, not in the closing. It's when you finish saying what you want to say before you go to conclusion. So, which complementary closing that we should write in a formal letter?
God love. Neighbor rest myself. I said, I'm not going to hate you. I'm not hate.
Sincerely yours.
Sincerely
I
yours.
said, where does it? Where does it? Where does
Which
it?
is a correct format in signature
Where
part.
does it come from? Where does it come from? Where does marriage come from? Where does it come from? Where does it come from? Where does it come
Your signature type, full name title.
from? The spirit of the
Your signature
I say,
type full name
listen to
type.
the
Yes,
elements.
that's correct.
Oh, listen to the spirit.
Yes, read
Listen
it.
to the elements.
When you want to send anything along with your business letter, you can indicate this simply by writing
Never sell your soul.
letter head.
Never sell your soul.
When you want to send anything along with yes, sorry.
I said, they
Okay.
got no profit for you.
So that is where
They got
we're
no
going to writing about formal or versus informal letter.
I said, listen to the elements. Listen to the
Yeah,
elements.
something is missing. Dear
Listen to the elements.
Brian. Okay, hold on.
He sent his word. And his word deliverer. He sent
Okay.
his spirit.
Now look at this.
And it touched me all things.
See you soon.
Yeah, this
Talk
is
to you
the
later.
original and the
Can't
big
wait
of
to
Bible
hear
of God. Yeah, the
back
little
from you.
the nana better
Is it
God.
part of formal or
From the
informal
south to
letter?
the east, from the west to the north. I said,
Informal.
Informal, that's correct.
for they shall be taught.
I look forward to hearing from you. Yeah, is it formal or informal?
Formal.
Okay. Which expressions are used for opening or starting messages, emails, or letters?
Dear Ben,
Is that all?
Where this knowledge coming from?
okay, there are two answers.
Where does it
There might be.
Um,
and hello, Juliana. Okay.
Where did they come from?
yes, sir.
You can
Which expressions are used for closing or ending letters, messages, or mail?
God is love. The spirit is the spirit of love. Yeah. Demons.
Yours truly, I hope to hear from you soon.
Demons.
What about chess?
Demons. Demons.
Okay.
Okay.
But cheers and hope to hear from you. But yours truly is formal, while the rest are informal. What's the best way to close this letter? Dear John, I am writing to thank you for your help last weekend. I really appreciate everything you have done for my family and I hope I will be able to pay you someday in the future. That is Brian.
Listen to the demons. Never. I said, never listen to the demons again.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Just sincerely.
Anybody
Okay, because though the person might be known to you, but you have been formal. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, which of these is formal?
Who has been set free by the power of Jesus? Then it will show who the life that I'm God love.
Yes.
Hope to hear from you soon.
Hope to hear from you. As in, I look forward to hearing from you. Okay. Still on formal and letter expressions, formal and informal. Let's see. How often do you write a message, email, letter? Okay, this one is not. But let me ask you the question. How often do you write a message, email, or letter to someone? You yourself.
Listen to the heavens. Listen to the spirit.
Every day, a few times a week, once or twice a month, almost never. Which one?
Between C and D.
Okay. What was the last person you wrote a message, email, or letter to? A friend, a family member, a teacher, other.
Over your family. Listen to the heavens.
A friend.
A friend. So, this is where we're going to round up on this aspect. And there's no light yet in your face, right?
He sent his word. And his word.
Is there light right now?
He sent
Yes, sir.
There's light right now, right?
No.
Oh, so probably we're going to
No.
probably we're going to meet later for the other lesson.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so and that's where we're going to be rounding up for today. So do have a nice time.
Okay, sir.
Bye for now.